As a brain surgeon with decades of experience studying the brain and its functions, I am truly alarmed by what I have recently discovered about certain supplements. Many people believe that taking supplements automatically means improving their health. However, this is not always the case. Some supplements may actually harm your brain in ways you cannot imagine. If you are over 50 and you take these without knowing the risks, you could be putting your memory and brain function in serious danger. Memory loss does not happen overnight, but certain substances can accelerate the process dramatically. That is why I feel the urgent need to share this information with you. Because if I do not tell you the truth, who will? In this video, I will expose 3 common supplements that may be slowly eroding your brain health. These are supplements many people take daily, thinking they are doing something good for their body. Unfortunately, new studies and clinical findings are now revealing the darker side of these products. The first supplement on this list is one that has gained popularity in the last 2 decades. It is often used by athletes and older adults who want to increase energy levels and improve muscle mass. I am talking about creatine. Yes, the same supplement found in gyms and fitness centers around the world. Creatine is promoted as a natural energy booster, but what many people do not realize is how it affects the delicate balance of the brain. The brain requires precise regulation of chemicals to function properly. Creatine can disrupt this balance in some individuals, leading to increased stress on the neurons. There have been several reports and case studies linking excessive creatine use to cognitive decline, especially when taken over long periods. In some cases, people have reported memory fog, mood swings, and a lack of mental clarity. These may seem like small side effects, but over time they can add up, leading to long-term consequences. One important study published in a reputable medical journal found that high creatine intake can interfere with brain mitochondrial function. This is significant because mitochondria are responsible for producing the energy your brain cells need to work. If their function is impaired, your cognitive abilities can suffer. And for seniors or anyone already at risk of memory issues, this can be devastating. Furthermore, creatine supplements are not always pure. Many over-the-counter versions contain contaminants or are combined with other substances that might be harmful to your brain. When patients come to me complaining about sudden forgetfulness or cognitive changes, I always ask them what supplements they are taking. You would be surprised how often creatine shows up on that list. I am not saying that creatine is bad for everyone. But if you are taking it regularly and you have started noticing changes in your memory, your focus, or your mood, it is worth reconsidering. Talk to your doctor, get your cognitive health evaluated, and look at the big picture. Your brain is too precious to take chances with. So that is the first supplement I believe you should be extremely cautious with, especially if you are over 50. We will move on to the second supplement in just a moment. But first, let me make one thing very clear. The supplement industry is not as strictly regulated as you might think. This means many products get released into the market with little testing or oversight. Just because a label says it is natural or safe does not mean it is good for your brain. As someone who has performed brain surgeries on patients suffering from the effects of toxic substances, I can tell you that prevention is always better than treatment. Once the damage is done, it is often irreversible. That is why I urge you to be informed, cautious, and proactive. What you put into your body matters more than you realize. Now let us look at the next supplement in our list. The second supplement that concerns me greatly is Ginkgo Biloba. This herbal extract has been marketed for years as a natural brain booster. It is especially popular among older adults who want to improve memory and mental clarity. I understand the appeal. Ginkgo is derived from a tree that has existed for millions of years, and many believe that something so ancient must be safe and effective. Unfortunately, the truth is more complicated. While some early studies suggested ginkgo might have mild cognitive benefits later, and more comprehensive research has shown mixed and even troubling results. The main issue with Ginkgo biloba is that it can alter blood flow in the brain. Ginkgo works by thinning the blood and increasing circulation. At first glance, that sounds like a good thing. More blood to the brain should mean more oxygen and nutrients, right? But in practice, this mechanism can backfire. For individuals who are already on blood thinners or who have fragile blood vessels, ginkgo can increase the risk of bleeding in the brain. Intracranial bleeding is a serious condition that can lead to stroke, cognitive decline, or even death. In my surgical career, I have seen cases where patients suffered brain hemorrhages after combining Ginkgo biloba with other medications. This risk is even higher in the elderly population, where blood vessels are often more delicate and the body processes substances differently. Another concern is the quality control of Ginkgo products. Many over-the-counter supplements do not contain consistent amounts of the active ingredient. Some are diluted while others are contaminated with harmful compounds. Without strict regulation, you cannot be sure what you are putting into your body. This unpredictability poses a real danger, especially when it involves brain health. There is also evidence that ginkgo may interfere with certain neurotransmitters, including serotonin and dopamine. These chemicals play a major role in mood, memory, and overall cognitive function. Disrupting their balance could contribute to anxiety, confusion, or mood disturbances. One large review study conducted by neuroscientists analyzed multiple trials involving Ginkgo biloba and concluded that the benefits were marginal at best, while the risks, especially for older adults, were underappreciated. The marketing behind Ginkgo biloba has created a false sense of security. Just because it is derived from nature does not mean it is harmless. In fact, many natural substances can be extremely potent and potentially dangerous if misused. When my patients ask me whether they should take ginkgo, I do not give a blanket yes or no. Instead, I ask about their medical history, current medications, and any symptoms they are experiencing. In many cases, I advise against it, especially if there are any signs of cognitive instability or vascular issues. Your brain depends on a delicate and highly regulated environment. Anything that disrupts that balance even slightly can have cascading effects over time. Memory loss rarely comes from one big event. It is usually the result of many small insults accumulated over years. Taking a supplement like ginkgo without fully understanding how it interacts with your unique biology can contribute to this slow decline. I also want to highlight that Ginkgo biloba can interact negatively with antidepressants, anticoagulants, and even certain blood pressure medications. These interactions are not just theoretical, they have been documented in clinical settings. And yet, because ginkgo is available over the counter, many people take it without ever consulting a doctor. This is a mistake that can lead to serious outcomes. So what should you do if you are currently taking ginkgo? First, do not panic. But you should absolutely review your supplement routine with a qualified health professional. Bring the bottle with you so they can see the exact formulation and dosage. Ask questions about potential interactions and whether this supplement is really necessary for your goals. Remember, you can support brain health through many other proven strategies like regular physical activity, a Mediterranean-style diet, good sleep hygiene, and stress reduction techniques. Supplements should only be used when there is a clear need and scientific evidence to back it up. Your brain is an incredibly complex and sensitive organ. Treat it with the respect and care it deserves. That is why I urge you to think twice before continuing with Ginkgo biloba, especially if you are over the age of 50 or have a history of cardiovascular issues. In the next section, we will look at the third supplement that could be putting your memory at risk. It is even more common than the last two and is found in countless health products. Stay with me. Now let us talk about the third supplement on my list, and this one might truly surprise you. It is none other than calcium. Yes, the same calcium that has been recommended for decades to support bone health. While calcium is indeed essential for strong bones and proper muscle function, it can also pose serious risks to brain health when taken in excess or without the right balance of other nutrients. You see, many people, especially older adults, are told to take calcium supplements daily to prevent osteoporosis. But what they are not told is how calcium behaves in the body when it is not properly regulated. The brain operates within a very narrow range of calcium concentration. Too much calcium in brain cells can cause what we call excitotoxicity. This is a condition where nerve cells become overstimulated and eventually die. It is like flooding an engine with too much fuel. The system overheats and breaks down. Excitotoxicity has been linked to numerous neurodegenerative conditions, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other forms of dementia. When calcium levels in the brain are too high, it can trigger a chain reaction of cellular damage. The scary part is that this process happens silently. You will not feel any symptoms at first. But over months or years, you may start to notice memory problems, difficulty concentrating, or mood changes. These are often dismissed as normal signs of aging, but they may actually be early warning signs of calcium-induced brain stress. One of the reasons this happens is because many people take calcium without vitamin K2 or magnesium, which are crucial for directing calcium to the bones and away from soft tissues like the brain and arteries. Without these cofactors, calcium can accumulate in places where it should not be. I have reviewed brain scans and medical histories of patients who took high doses of calcium over many years, and in some cases there were clear signs of abnormal calcium deposits in the brain. These deposits interfere with neural communication and impair cognitive function. Another overlooked issue is that calcium supplements are often taken alongside antacids or other medications that affect calcium metabolism. This can further distort the body's ability to process and utilize calcium safely. Some studies have even suggested a link between high calcium intake and increased risk of stroke, particularly in women over 60. If you are taking calcium supplements because of osteoporosis or a doctor's recommendation, make sure you are also getting enough vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium. These nutrients work together to ensure calcium goes where it is needed and not where it can cause harm. And if your calcium intake is already high from food sources, such as dairy products, you may not need a supplement at all. The supplement industry often pushes the idea that more is better. But when it comes to minerals like calcium, balance is everything. Your brain is especially sensitive to changes in mineral concentrations. Even small imbalances over time can lead to significant consequences. In my practice, I always ask patients about their supplement use, especially when they come in with unexplained memory issues. It is surprising how many people are taking calcium thinking it is harmless, when in fact it could be contributing to their cognitive decline. I am not against calcium. It is vital to life, but it must be taken with care and under proper guidance. The problem arises when people self-medicate or follow generic advice without understanding how their individual body works. Every person metabolizes calcium differently based on age, kidney function, hormone levels, and dietary patterns. If you are concerned about bone health, there are other options such as weight-bearing exercises, dietary changes, and medications specifically tailored to your needs. Do not rely solely on supplements to do the job. And above all, be cautious about any product that claims to protect one part of your body while potentially harming another. In conclusion, calcium, Ginkgo Biloba, and creatine are three widely used supplements that may seem harmless or even beneficial, but can have unintended effects on brain function, especially when taken long-term or without proper medical supervision. As a brain surgeon, I have seen firsthand the consequences of seemingly minor choices that build up over time. That is why I urge you to review your supplement regimen today. Speak with a knowledgeable healthcare provider. Get the facts. Protect your memory and your brain. Because once it is gone, you cannot get it back. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and take your brain health seriously. The choices you make today will shape your mental clarity for years to come. Now that we have identified these three potentially harmful supplements, it is time to shift our focus toward what you can do to truly protect your brain. Avoiding certain supplements is only one part of the equation. The bigger picture is about creating a lifestyle and nutritional plan that supports long-term cognitive health. As a brain surgeon, I have seen that prevention always works better than the treatment. Once memory loss sets in, the ability to reverse it becomes limited. That is why I want to empower you with practical strategies you can start implementing today. The first and most important factor in brain health is your diet. What you eat directly affects how your brain functions. Diets high in sugar, processed foods, and unhealthy fats increase inflammation in the brain and reduce your ability to think clearly. On the other hand, diets rich in whole foods like leafy greens, berries, fatty fish, and olive oil have been linked to better memory, sharper focus, and lower risk of neurodegenerative diseases. The Mediterranean diet is an excellent example. It includes healthy fats, lean proteins, and plenty of antioxidants, which nourish the brain and protect it from damage. If you are not already eating this way, consider making gradual changes. Swap sugary snacks for fruit. Replace processed meats with grilled fish. Use olive oil instead of butter. These small steps make a big difference over time. In addition to nutrition, physical activity plays a crucial role in maintaining brain function. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, stimulates the release of growth factors, and helps form new neural connections. Even moderate activities like walking, swimming, or dancing 3 to 5 times a week can boost memory and mood. You do not have to become a marathon runner. Just move your body consistently. Make it enjoyable so it becomes a habit. Sleep is another pillar of brain health that is often overlooked. During sleep, your brain clears out toxins, consolidates memories, and restores itself for the next day. Adults should aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night. If you struggle with insomnia or poor sleep quality, try limiting screen time before bed, keeping a consistent bedtime, and creating a relaxing nighttime routine. Good sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity for cognitive resilience. Stress management is equally important. Chronic stress releases hormones like cortisol that damage the brain over time, especially the hippocampus, which is critical for memory. Practicing stress reduction techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and spending time in nature can have a profound effect on brain health. Even 10 minutes a day of mindfulness can make a real difference. If stress is a major issue in your life, do not ignore it. Address it head-on with support and tools that work for you. Staying socially engaged is another often underestimated factor in brain aging. Human connection stimulates cognitive function, emotional balance, and memory. People who maintain strong social relationships as they age tend to retain better mental clarity and live longer. Make time for friends, family, and community. Even brief positive interactions can provide a boost to your brain. Mental stimulation is also essential. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs challenges to grow. Reading, learning new skills, solving puzzles, or playing musical instruments keeps your neural circuits active and sharp. Choose activities you enjoy and that stretch your mind in new ways. Lifelong learning should not stop after school. It should be a way of life. Finally, regular medical checkups and cognitive assessments are a smart part of your brain health strategy. Many cognitive issues begin subtly and can be missed if you are not paying attention. Early detection allows for early intervention, which can slow or even reverse decline. Talk to your doctor about your memory energy and mental clarity. If something feels off, do not ignore it. As I said earlier, memory loss is not a normal part of aging. It is a signal that something deeper is happening. By focusing on whole health rather than just individual symptoms, you give your brain the best chance to thrive. Supplements are not magic bullets. They cannot replace a healthy lifestyle. And some, as we discussed, may even be harmful if taken without proper understanding. That is why I recommend a back-to-basics approach. Eat real food, move regularly, sleep well, reduce stress, stay connected, keep learning, and stay curious about your own health. These are the foundations of lasting brain vitality. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Everything you experience and enjoy in life depends on it. Treat it with the respect it deserves, and it will serve you for years to come. Now that you understand both the dangers of certain supplements and the power of a brain-supportive lifestyle, let me share some of the most common mistakes people make when it comes to brain health. These mistakes may seem harmless, but over time they can lead to serious consequences. By becoming aware of them, you can take action to avoid them and protect your cognitive future. The first mistake is assuming that memory loss is an inevitable part of aging. This belief is widespread and deeply damaging. While it is true that some cognitive slowing is natural as we get older, significant memory loss is not. If you believe that nothing can be done, you are less likely to take preventive action. In reality, most memory problems can be prevented or delayed with the right choices. The second mistake is self-diagnosing and self-medicating. People often turn to supplements or over-the-counter solutions based on something they read online or heard from a friend. They start taking ginkgo or creatine or calcium without fully understanding how these substances work in the body or whether they are appropriate for them. The result is that many people unknowingly harm themselves in the pursuit of better health. Always consult with a qualified medical professional before starting any supplement, especially if you have existing health conditions or take medication. The third mistake is focusing on one aspect of health while ignoring the rest. Some people think that taking a supplement is enough while continuing to eat poorly, sleep badly, and live under constant stress. This is like putting a fresh coat of paint on a crumbling wall. It looks better for a moment, but the structure underneath is still weak. Brain health requires a holistic approach. No single pill or habit can do the job alone. The fourth mistake is underestimating the role of emotional health. Chronic anxiety, depression, loneliness, and unresolved trauma have a direct impact on brain function. The mind and body are not separated. If you are struggling emotionally, your cognitive performance will suffer. Seeking therapy, building emotional resilience, and maintaining strong relationships are not luxuries. They are necessities for mental sharpness. Another common mistake is failing to monitor long-term changes. Many people ignore early warning signs like forgetfulness, confusion, or lack of focus, thinking it is just a bad day or stress. But when these signs repeat, they need attention. Keeping a journal of cognitive symptoms and sharing them with your doctor can help detect issues early when they are most treatable. Yet another issue is neglecting hydration. The brain is about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can impair memory, attention, and decision-making. Many people do not drink enough water, especially as they age. Make it a habit to stay hydrated throughout the day. Choose water over sugary drinks and monitor your fluid intake just like you would with your food. Poor posture and lack of movement can also affect brain health more than you might expect. A sedentary lifestyle reduces blood flow to the brain and increases the risk of mental decline. Long hours of sitting, especially with poor posture, restrict oxygen and nutrient delivery to your brain. Stand up, stretch, take short walks, and incorporate movement into your daily routine. Small changes can add up to big improvements over time. Excessive screen time and constant digital stimulation is another modern mistake. Our brains are not designed to process nonstop information all day. This overload leads to mental fatigue and decreases our ability to concentrate or retain information. Take regular breaks from screens. Practice digital detox by setting aside time without phones or computers, especially before bedtime. Let your brain rest and recharge. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes is ignoring sleep problems. Sleep disorders like insomnia or sleep apnea often go undiagnosed and untreated. These conditions interrupt the deep restorative sleep that the brain needs to perform memory consolidation and repair. If you snore loudly, wake up tired, or feel drowsy during the day, talk to your doctor. A sleep study may uncover issues you were unaware of. Addressing them can dramatically improve your cognitive health. These mistakes are not made out of laziness or ignorance. Most people simply do not know how their daily habits affect their brain. That is why education and awareness are so important. When you know better, you can do better. I encourage you to review your own routines honestly. Are you making any of these common mistakes? If so, do not feel guilty. Just make a plan to change. Even small steps toward better brain habits can lead to lasting improvements. Your brain is resilient. It responds to care, attention, and positive choices. You have more control than you think, and it is never too late to start. As we come to the end of this important discussion, I want to leave you with a clear message of hope and responsibility. Your brain is not a fixed structure. It is alive, adapting, and capable of change at any age. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, means that with the right actions, your brain can heal, rewire, and grow stronger. Even if you have experienced memory lapses or mental fog, it is not too late to improve. Every decision you make, from what you eat to how you manage stress, has an impact on your brain. This gives you incredible power. Use it wisely. We started this conversation by uncovering 3 popular supplements that can damage your memory: creatine, Ginkgo Biloba, and calcium. While they may seem helpful on the surface, they each carry hidden risks, especially when used long-term or without guidance. The takeaway is not to fear supplements, but to approach them with caution and knowledge. Ask questions. Do research. Talk to a medical expert who understands your health history. What works for one person may be harmful to another. That is why personalization matters. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to brain health. Your brain is as unique as your fingerprint. As a brain surgeon, I have seen people come in feeling hopeless, afraid that their memory was slipping away forever. But with the right interventions, changes in lifestyle, and sometimes medical support, I have also seen remarkable improvements. Clarity returns, confidence grows, life becomes richer. This transformation is real, and it starts with awareness. If you are watching this video, you have already taken the first step. You care about your brain, and that puts you ahead of the curve. Now keep going. Do not let fear or confusion stop you. You do not have to change everything overnight. Start small and stay consistent. Choose one habit this week to support your brain. Maybe it is walking for 20 minutes a day. Maybe it is reducing processed sugar. Maybe it is setting a regular bedtime. Whatever it is, commit to it. Then build on that foundation. Progress builds momentum, and momentum creates lasting results. Also remember that you are not alone. Millions of people around the world are facing the same questions and challenges. Share what you learn. Support your loved ones. Encourage open conversations about cognitive health. When we come together as a community, we all grow stronger. There is so much we still have to discover about the human brain, but we already know enough to take meaningful action today. Do not wait for a perfect moment or a wake-up call. This is your sign to prioritize your mental well-being now. Your future self will thank you. Finally, I want to thank you for giving your attention to this message. I know there are many voices out there, but you chose to listen to one that puts science care and your health first. I do not take that lightly. If this video helped you, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. One informed choice can change a life. Let us create a world where cognitive health is valued, protected, and nurtured. You deserve a clear, focused, and vibrant mind, and you have the tools to make it happen. Stay curious, stay proactive, and above all, never stop believing in your ability to protect and improve your brain. Until next time, be well and take care of your mind.